Good evening. Well, it's over. The March Madness is over. Congratulations to the University of Connecticut Huskies. They just won their fifth title, beating San Diego State 76-59. This is now their fifth championship they've ever won. The first four were 1999, 2004, 2011, and 2014. They also made a Final Four appearance in 2009 and lost in the semis to Michigan State. Ooh, this was a crazy ride. You had second time a 1 seed lose to a 16 seed. You had all the 1 seeds out by the by the Elite Eight. Upsets left, right, and center. Is like, good grief. Florida Atlantic putting on a little bit of a Cinderella run. I was hoping they'd get to the Final Four like what Butler did in 2010. Now, who saw that one coming? Not even me. And I remember watching the championship game between Butler and Duke in 2010. Duke barely beat them. I'm like, barely. I was expecting a blowout, and it didn't happen. I think the final score of that game was 76-73. I mean, Butler played well. I mean, they could have won that one too. So it was like, so that's another March Madness in the books. Until next year, when I make that annual Tuesday trip to the library to print off the bracket prior to the first four games starting, which is kind of what I did this year, which is kind of what I did last year too. There's a couple stories between the trip this year and the trip last year, and I'll give you this year's story. So, March 14th, I was supposed to have gotten off of work at 3, but I had to I basically told every match around that would listen, it's like, yeah, I got an appointment with my dietitian at 2:30, so I gotta leave at 2. And they're all good with it. It's like, give them advance warning, they know. Left at 2, went straight to the dietitian's. I had a bag that had my folder in it because I was going to print the bracket and print something else off, and it was snowing too. Get to the dietitian, had a meeting for about 20 minutes. She was asking, you head home? It's like, well, actually, I got to go to the library first to get some printing done, then head home. So I took off to the library, printed off the bracket, printed off the mascots of the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, the Frigé, and started headed back home. Stopped at Walmart for something, I can't remember what it was, and then I went home. Now I'll give you last year's story. Okay, my dad had me go to another place or do some painting and varnish the floor because the room got vacated, so I was over there around 10 o'clock. Brought with me radio, a couple screwdrivers, a little small roller because I figured I needed it, and a couple pieces of big cardboard because I was going to do some painting first. I forgot the night before. Get over there. I see I didn't need to use this small roller, so I was left in the bag. Started plugging in my radio. Started taping all the edging, like around the window and around the baseboards and all that. And plug off all the plates where the plugins are, taped up the plugins. Did my first coat of painting. It's done by nearly noon, so I took a little bit of a break. Got smart, opened the window. Just get the air circulation going that way, dry a little faster. So about noontime, I get back in there, put on the second coat. It was almost 1:30. I don't know why it took me so long. So I got around there again. Then I put any leftover paint and the tray back into the can. Stuck the can of paint in the closet there because I didn't need any more. Then I washed the paint tray. I actually had 2 paint trays and 2 rollers and 2 big rollers. One tray for the paint and the other tray for the varnish. So I cleaned the paint tray, cleaned the big roller, cleaned off the roller brush and cleaned off the roller handle, cleaned off the little paint brush, just the actual brush. Stuck those in the dryer, kind of put the tray kind of on the side like that kind of thing, and I stuck the roller on its end, stuck the paintbrush on its end. That way it could dry. I also stuck the cardboard into the closet too, so because I was done with it. Then I sanded it's wood, so I obviously sanded the floor, swept it up and mopped it. There was an excuse to give the walls more time to dry before I took the tape off. So then I took the tape off and I was going around taking the tape off. I put the plates for the plugins back on, screwed on, put them on. Then I got smart. That's how you get smart. I unplugged my radio, put it in my bag, put it outside the door, put my screwdrivers in the bag along with the small paintbrush roller that I didn't really need after all. Put them outside the door. Put on the first coat of varnish. Started using the other paint tray. I got a partial can and a full can of varnish, so I finished off the partial can. Then I finished off the first coat. Kind of left the door open as well as the open. I had the paint stick there just crossing the doorway. But I put the tray right in front of the door. That way nobody walked in. Grabbed the bag that is full of my radio and screwdrivers and threw on my coat. Took off. I went home first to put my radio away, back, and my screwdrivers away, and put the paintbrush back with the rest of the paint stuff. Took off to the library. Got my bracket paint printed up. Wanted to go see somebody or not that far away. It turns out she wasn't in it. Then I took it up to Skid Junkie, just said hi for a few minutes and then left. By the time I got home, it was about 4 o'clock. So I headed back to the rental place around 4:30. Threw on the second coat. Started cleaning off before I threw on the second coat, I closed the window. So then I threw on the second coat. And then after that, I dumped any leftover varnish back in the can. Closed the lid. Put the can in the closet. Then I washed the tray and the roller and put them in the closet. And then off home I went. So that was last year's trip to the library and this year's trip to the library. So there. And what will happen next year? Couldn't tell you. Don't know. Because we're not there yet. So there's my stories. Hope you enjoyed them. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until tomorrow, stay tuned.